turn it round. So that's the name of the place, and that's the lovely chapel that closed down quite a long time ago, I imagine. Seeing more traffic this morning than in the last 2 days. So here we go. Down the the main drag of Boswinger. It's a hamlet, really, not a village. No, well, there's a chapel, but no pub or sign has ever been one here. It's part of the parish of St Goran, which also includes the lovely little village of Goran Haven on the water, and the inland village of Goran Church Town, which has got your shops, a shop and a church and a community area and a pub. So we're all sort of huddled around, not huddled, we're all sort of around that particular place. If you look back up the street on this side, you can see 2 houses, and that's the third one there. We can see the cars. 2 of those 3 are occupied all the time, and the rest, these on this side, this big one here, there's a bungalow behind that hedge. Never realised how hard it is to see. There you go, somebody's house. Nobody really lives in those. Those are second homes. This one's a second home as well, I'm afraid. Well, I'm not afraid. I mean, people aren't going to live here in Cornwall. It's remote and there's no work. Over here is our farm. It's not my farm. It's the farm. And the farm is kept by, I can't see much of the sun, a family farm still, a small operation compared to some of the industrial sized farms that we get around here. And yeah, father and son. Father's old enough to be putting his feet up, playing walking football, going for gentle walks, and instead he's out every single day, and I mean every day, 7 days a week, working on various aspects of their farm, which is a little bit of arable and beef cattle that they raise. They put them in the fields around here, one of which we're going to walk over this morning. Yeah, they're nice people. He's a nice old fella. I've had a chat with him. James had a chat with him a couple of times, and he talked about the weather mainly and the state of farming often. Why wouldn't you? Now this here, that's a second home. These are quite nice holiday cottages. In fact, very nice, very swish. It's a lovely place to come, and it is actually a lovely place to live. And if you want to come and do it on the less expensive side, shall we say, there's this facility, which is the youth hostel. And the youth hostel serves the coastal path in the main. I think that's why it's still flourishing. And we're going to walk on a little bit of the coastal path this morning, just so you get a sense of how coastal is. Now, for those of you from Staley Bridge, or who know Staley Bridge, or those who are involved in local football, I'm going to say that. Look at that. Look at that. Bowerfold. Those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Bowerfold is the home of Staley Bridge Celtic. About whom at least it's seen as Mendes, I think. So we're coming down out of the little hamlet of Boswinger. We've got one more house house to get by, and I think my companion here, Honey, is thinking seriously about her early morning evacuation. If that happens, I'm going to pause you and face the problem of rerunning, bringing you back together with the other bit of the film at another time in the editing suite. Sorry, I don't know what she's up to. Disturbed her rhythm today, I'm afraid, because usually she goes for a short walk near home and doesn't go out to the beach, so she's a little bit uncertain. Now, for those of you who are walking along with me this morning, along with us, I just need to warn you that we're coming to a particularly steep bit of the road. The village is on pretty much the top bit where we started, is on the 100-metre contour line, which means it's 100 metres above sea level, and the sea is a matter of some 3/4 of a mile away. In fact, 3/4 of a mile down a windy road, so slightly further down slightly less far as the crow flies, or the gull flies, but it basically just goes, it doesn't go straight down, it goes down very steeply. We're about to go down a steep bit. Before we do that, see, this is one of the joys of this part of the world. You can walk towards a gap in the hedge and look over the fence, over the hedge, and see that, which is just magnificent. The English Channel out there, and Varian Bay in there, and that's Hemmick Beach. And that big lump there is Point, of which more later perhaps. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain, this sun, because every time you go towards it you lose all kind of colour, all kind of definition on the video, and it's a problem have a lot, because usually the sun's shining from the south, which is where the sea is. You go down to the beach on midday, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and the sun's shining in your camera lens, so you take all these moody pictures in effectively they look like they're in black and white. They're nice, actually. But this is why we're walking down here this morning. It's because of the view. So there you go. That is nice, isn't it? It is steep now. Sorry, I'm breathing a little more quickly. And so if you're doing this along with me, you should be, I don't know, pushing up more on your toes, trying to get the little bit of extra work out of your calves and your quadriceps, which are just above your knee. Now there's a car coming, so we'll run down here to get out of his way. I think that makes sense, and we can look at this view. There we go. Morning. So many neighbours you didn't know you had, because I don't usually come out this time in the morning, I'll be honest with you, not this way anyway. Right, now I'm just going to put you down while I do my shoelace up, but I don't want to stop the film, because if I do so, I've got to start again. That's going to take a bit of doing. I mean, if I do edit it, I don't know anything about editing things like these, and I want to get it up quickly so people can join in. Now that's the way we're not going. It goes down over the fields, comes across the fields to get to the beach, and usually from about Easter through, actually now until Christmas last year, it's got beasts in it. It's got cattle that he's growing for slaughter, presumably, well, not presumably, and Yeah, they're big beggars, these ones that get in here, and they are very, very interested in dogs, which is a bit of a trial if you've got a couple of them. Now I'm just going to put you down. I hope you can see something nice. You've got enough light. Be with you in 2 ticks. Ugh. Honey, we're not going this way, darling. So the plan is not to... Oh, I'll tell you in a tick. Right, come on. Right then, sorry. The plan is to go down the road a little bit, go down the lane. Show you the site of the huge landslip of 2019, when it started to rain in the autumn and rained. A chunk of hedge fell into the road. Not down here. This, as you can see, I think you can see the light again. Under there, there's seriously, I'm sure that's some kind of animal hole, some animal's dwelling, and I don't know if that was what undermined the hedge, but the whole thing came down across the road. It didn't block the road. People were taking their 4x4s over it fairly soon after. Not a big problem. So this is how I think of Cornwall. These lanes, which are a combination of mud, as you've just seen, and vegetation. So up there, just coming into bloom. I'd love to tell you what that is and what kind of plant that is, but I don't know. It's a white flower plant, and it sits. I'll tell you what I do know about it. It's that its bush is covered in spikes and is incredibly dangerous. It's incredibly sore if you grasp it when you're, say, climbing over a stile, and you grab hold of the nearest thing because you've lost your balance, and yeah, you get a handful of thorns. When we were first down here, which was about 15 months ago, I did things like that, about to put my hands down going over a file, just style like you do, and yep, I got a thorn in my hand. Not nice, but very much part of the joys of living around here. Now I'm looking back up there because I'm playing for time, because Honey has just produced her best offer. Well done, darling, good girl. That's why she's been looking unhappy for a little bit. Now then, let's just get that. What we'll do is I'll get that now. You don't need to see this, it's not pleasant. There we go. Lovely. Honey, sweetheart. Honey, come here, sweetheart. Oh. Right, slow down, thank you. Yeah, done. We'll put that by the stile that we're going to go over and get it on my way back up. Promise. Just taking it all the way down to the beach doesn't make any sense, and it would mean I only had the one hand. Now we're coming this way, which isn't great for Hannah, and she's a bit cheesed off about it, because on a good day, he said, putting in a caveat, when the air is clear, there's no mist about, you can see all the way to the Lizard, which is the southernmost point of Britain. It's not the end, it's not the westernmost point, which is obviously Land's End. Everybody knows the Lizard Head. It's a big old chunk of land that runs down out of the sea over there, and you simply can't see it because of the mist, and that's a disappointment really, if that's what you've come for this morning. I can tell you what is there. I'll just get over the stile, which is here, let Honey off the lead, and we'll have a look round Berrien Bay, because you can see some of that. Come on, pop it. do not forget that. Slippy style, mind yourself as you're coming over. Make sure you use the steps. It's got dew or some moisture or other on it. There you go, babe, off you go. Don't run over the cliff. Right. So this is what she's here for, playing with the ball. Now that, I don't know if you can pick it up, is the coastal path. So we're walking down to the edge, as it were. Coastal path runs down from there, round that way. It goes to a place called Carhays, which is a small cove with a beach at the back of it. But significantly, behind the beach, somebody built a castle. But it's not your medieval Tintagel, King Arthur was here castle. It's I don't know, we've got an awful lot of money out of some industry or other, and we're going to show off by building ourselves a pseudo castle in the countryside. And it looks very castle-y. It hasn't got any turrets or anything like that, but it's not that silly, it's not a folly. But yeah, so that goes around there, that's nice. And then coast goes down. That's all Varian Bay, that's all Varian Bay, and then you can just about make out Gull Rock at the very end of that promontory. That promontory is called Nare Head, yeah. And then behind Nare Head, on a better day, you can see St Anthony's Head, which just kind of protects the Falmouth Harbour, St Maur's, Falmouth. Then there's a lump of land comes out, which Falmouth is on, and then beyond that, much longer, significantly, obviously, a more significant headland is, as I say, is Lizard Point. So there's the sea. Not much traffic. There hasn't been. The weather's been really bad. International trade is low, and we haven't seen even very many container ships, which is the usual traffic out there. The fishing fleets haven't been able to get out. Round in Meva, which is behind that lump of land there, and round and to the left about 5 miles, Mevagizzy. 70 odd boats registered in Mevagizzy, and they've got all sorts of problems now with not being able to sell the fish they buy, but the smaller boats haven't been able to get out. So even in a place like this, we should be able to get fresh fish. You can't get fresh fish. Now, I don't know if you can see that. I bet you can't. We'll go down. Anyway, we're going down the coastal path now. You probably can't hear anything I'm saying because of this wind. I'm afraid wind is endemic. Wind is what happens in Cornwall, and it's absolutely what happens in this bit of Cornwall. Some days it's a nice balmy wind, comes up from over there, which is the southwest, comes up from the Atlantic, weather systems formed in the Azores, in case you're interested, and it brings warm, wet weather and wind. And then some days it comes from other points. No, that's not southwest, that's southwest. Yeah, that's southwest, down over the Lizard, yes, of course. That's southeast. Don't come from there very often. Recently, last few days, it's been coming this way, where we're looking now, which is east. So it's an easterly wind, and it's bitterly cold. And my hands are freezing. But yeah, that's the Dodman. So, that's the one side of the Dodman. It's the highest point on the southern coast. It is characterised by, on the top, there's an Iron Age fort, and not a little one either. This is about as big as Melandra Fort, if ever you've been up to Gamesley and had a look at it. It's a serious piece of kit, and they built a big ditch called the Bulwark, which runs along one side, which is great if you're walking when it's a cold windy day, because you're getting out of the weather. And the funniest thing about Dodman, at least I think it's funny, it's right on the end just beyond the iron, just beyond the fort, beyond where the Iron Age. Non-Christians used to live. A Christian has gone up there and built a huge, not quite as big as a house, as big as a first-story window, I think, cross, and he stuck it on the end. Supposedly it's a guide to travellers. Never did that in about the 17th, 18th century, and with respect, people have been navigating around here a long time before that. Anyway, he built it, and I think it was all about not wanting the ungodly to have something that he hadn't got. Now, there you go, there's beach, look. Colour of beach, there's nobody been on that. I don't think anyone's been on there this morning, not quite. Oh, there, just up there. So we're going to go down there now, and I'm going to say ta-ra, and I'm going to focus on an increasingly grumpy young dog. So that's where we've come from. Yeah, that's that white house is the last house in Boswinger. You can just maybe in the middle of the screen make out the roofs of the farm. These are the fields. Very often that bottom field over there underneath the house has got oh, what are they called? Those little black cows, Dexter cows, cattle. They're for their meat, bred for their meat. They're very friendly actually in comparison to the big yellow beggars. Less interested in dogs perhaps. So there's I think I counted these yesterday, there's 40 steps straight down this last little bit to the beach. It's the steepest bit. The lane is really does rear up as you're walking up. When I walk back up from here, by the time I get to the top of these steps, I already know I'm climbing, and by the time I get back to Boswinger, I'm not jiggered, but very, very sweaty, very exercised. And these days, I think it's even more important that I keep doing that, and that you take every opportunity you have stuck at home to take some kind of exercise, just physical activity, just move. Now, just one last thing, that house there is owned by the National Trust, and it's called Hemmick Cottage, and you can rent it and you can live on this beach, which is, I think, one of the most beautiful parts of a beautiful part of Cornwall. We will go down on this wall. Oops, sorry babe. And I'll take you down to the sea and say ta-ra. And if I was you, I'd be breathing in, oh, just jumped a thorn, breathing in deeply and enjoying the very cold, fresh air. A mix of pebbles and sand, not very good sand to be fair. It is nice on here. I complain about, we all complain about visitors coming down here and filling up our beaches, but you get on here and it's a family beach, you know, people who, well, there's no, to put it this way, there are no toilets. If you want a wee, you got a wee in the sea. There's no shops, there's no ice cream van, there's no amenities whatsoever, so you've got to be self-sufficient. So people that get down here have come because they like an old-fashioned day at the beach, really. Listen to the sea, listen to the sea. And this is it quiet. This is it quiet. You can imagine what it's like down here when there's been a 40-mile-an-hour wind coming from down that way. Oops. Yeah, and the beach goes along this way. There's I think 3 coves that you can get to when it's relatively low water, and there's a big one beyond which is called Little Hemmick that you can just get to when it's very low water, and the moon is making the tide go a long way out and stuff like that, and you can just about get around the edge. We have been, I say we, me and the dogs, we climbed over the last bit of rock and walked on a Robinson Crusoe-esque beach. Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful every day. I can see this if I just stir my stumps and get out of the house. Now what my idea is, if this works and you've enjoyed it and it has, you know, and it's not been too long and whatever, if you can give us some feedback, that'd be great. On the Facebook page, directly to my email address. You can give me a ring if you can put up with the fact that I can't hear what half of what you say to me. Talk to Malcolm, talk to us and let us know whether you like it, liked it, got anything out of it at all, and we'll try and perhaps, if it's popular, develop the idea of virtual lead walks. We'll take you nice places, because there are lovely, lovely places near Glossop. The High Peak is another tourist mecca, and there's a very good reason for that. It's because of the countryside, and we can experience it together through the magic of the internet. Right, now, so I can't go through there. I could, I get wet feet, and I can't remember. Oh, let's go. Nip, 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 nip. I can't remember if this tide's going in or going out. I think it's going out. I'm betting on it going out, because if it's going in, I'm climbing rocks to get out of here. But look at this. I think this is, see, I think that's magnificent. Beautiful black rocks, beautiful blue sea. A little bit of white top on around the rocks. Not much in the way of wildlife that I've been able to tell you about this morning, which is a shame, but we'll come back again. We'll do the Dodman one day, I think, and maybe take that walk over to Carhays and show you that man's castle. I've enjoyed this, I hope you have. I'm going to say ta-ta, and we'll I'll really do want to hear from you and say whether you think this was a complete waste of your time. It was not a waste of my time. I've had a nice stroll, and I've now got to find my way back up Hemmick Hill. Look after yourself, stay safe, bye now.